Hello everybody, I'm the Wandering NPC. Welcome to the first ever video on my channel. I'm planning on uploading frequently and covering games from both past and present, although I do tend to have a fascination with older games. One thing about me is I love history, and I especially love Greek mythology. So naturally, when I first saw Disney's Hercules back when I was a kid, I immediately became a fan, even if it's not exactly lore accurate. Anyway, when I got my PlayStation 1 all the way back in '98, there were a couple of things that came with it. A demo disc of Racing Mayhem and Disney's action game featuring Disney's Hercules. So with Hercules being one of my favorite Disney films of all time, and this being the first ever PS1 game I ever played, I thought it made perfect sense to start my channel by looking back at one of the games that defined my childhood. I remember loving the game as a kid, even though I could never actually finish it. I believe the furthest I ever got was Titan Flight, which between you and me should have been called Flight of the Titans. This time, however, I am playing the game until the end and seeing whether it really was as good as I remember, or if I was just blinded by nostalgia all these years. Without further ado, let's begin. The game basically takes you through different parts of the movie, starting all the way from the middle for some reason. I press play, the first level begins, and the music immediately hits me with nostalgia. You play through a tutorial level, which does a good enough job of getting you used to the gameplay. You learn how to use your sword, save damsels in distress, or just beat them up completely. Train for the Olympics, jump over shark-infested ponds, ditches. Either way, that body of water is way too small for a shark that size. Somebody needs to call the SPCA on Phil. You also have a regular punching move, which I didn't use very much, to be honest. But when you do power up until you hear a bell ring, this happens. You also learn how to throw boulder. You also learn how to throw boulders. Screw it. Additionally, there are power-ups in the game called Gifts of the Gods, including lightning, which is my personal favorite. It is so satisfying to just stand there and zap everything out of the sky. There are fireball swords, which act as seeking projectiles, not as good as the lightning, and sonic sword, which is best at close range. It's awful. You also pick up Hercules in order to replenish health. It's a reference to the movie. I've always wanted this to be a real thing, by the way. There are collectibles such as coins, the letters Hercules. What does that spell? I don't know. They allow you to directly spawn at the next level instead of at the beginning of the game. Honestly, I didn't bother too much with them. The game is short enough as it is. Next level is the Hero's Gauntlet, basically an on-rails obstacle course where you have to dodge all sorts of things like dummies that swing in a pendulum motion, spinning tops of doom, a swinging blade, a giant marble fist that out to turn you into pita bread, boulders coming towards you, more shark-infested waters, falling columns, and more. By grabbing these helmets, you can get brief invincibility, and the shoes allow you to smash through boulders. By the way, grabbing these action figures increases your health bar just for the level that you're in. You run up the stairs, drink some Hercules, and move on to the next level. And the first proper level, in my opinion, the Centaur's Forest. Can I just start by saying this? I love this background. Up until this point, the game has been mostly two-dimensional, but what's this? You can move up and down pathways to create the illusion of depth. Simple, but I like it honestly. This is where the difficulty ramps up a bit, but not by too much. You end up having to fight enemies behind trees, take on bandits, at least I think they're bandits, some of which need 2 hits to kill, centaurs that need 2 hits to kill, hence the name of the level. Whatever these things are. By the way, I forgot to mention, you can jump and do a strong stomp on the ground to find collectibles, but like I said, I didn't really go after them. It's a pretty standard level, honestly. Navigate through the forest, dodge some boulders being thrown at you by the centaurs, get to the end of the level, and you face your first boss of the game. The guy whose name I definitely remember. Yeah, Pegasus. He's not a difficult boss fight. Just dodge his attacks by moving up here, ride him a few times against his will while Meg just sits there and watches, clearly enjoying what she is seeing, and then send him to your dad, and you win. Took me a minute or two to remember what to do, but it was very straightforward at the end of the day. Next level is the Big Olive, a city that was actually in the movie based on New York City, aka the Big Apple. In this level, you pass by the same 4 people 100 times, dodge thunder rats that leave trails of fire, come across a naked dude in a trash can running at you at full speed, bandits, carts going at full speed, skeletons with swords that come out of the very floor you walk on. It's just like New York in real life, except not nearly as terrifying. This level features a couple of mini boss fights, one against a minotaur where you have to throw a giant block of marble at him while dodging projectiles. There's one against birds of death that gets evaporated in seconds thanks to the gift from your father. It's a fun level, a bit chaotic, but nothing too challenging. Get to the end, you move on to your next boss fight, the Hydra. Definitely one of the most iconic parts of the film, and look at this. Look at this. This looks so good for a PS1 game. Just like in the film, you dodge attacks, slice his neck, and extra head just sprout out from the body. Over and over and over and over. So yeah, this is actually a fun boss fight in my opinion, but it goes on for way too long and it's not difficult at all. Just keep dodging and slashing away until a giant boulder squashes it and turns it into avocado juice. After that, you immediately move on to another boss fight with Medusa, which was only in the film for like a second or so, but it's so cool to be able to do the fight anyway. Again, it's very simple. Dodge attacks, destroy skeleton warriors, hide behind columns a few times so that Medusa destroys them, use the shield to deflect the laser eyes back at her, do this a few times, she turns to stone and then for some reason explodes. Once again, it goes on a bit too long in my opinion. There really isn't that much variety in what's going on, but whatever, it's decent enough. Moving on, you are suddenly thrown into another on-rails level where you are moving towards a Titan Cyclops. Yeah, we just skipped a big chunk of the film here. Just like the previous on-rails level, you dodge obstacles, run past the same people over and over and over again, you dodge falling debris. Yep, like the previous on-rails level, except worse. For some reason, the people coming towards you hurt you, which is bad enough as it is, but it feels like there are hundreds of them and you do not turn fast enough to dodge them, which can be frustrating at times. Luckily, there are a decent number of Hercules in the level, so with a bit of patience you can... Did I just die from running into a ditch? Yeah, this is not my favorite level in the game. The turning is way too slow to dodge some obstacles unless you know they're coming and preemptively turn before they appear on screen. Sometimes you jump preemptively only to end up in front of another obstacle. Seriously, why do the people hurt you? A lot of time going after power-ups is not worth it because you end up getting a hit or two just getting there because you turn way too slow. Or you just won't get there at all, so what's the point? Even if you do get power-ups, they last for like 3 seconds anyway, so they're not worth it in my opinion. No wonder I struggled with this level as a kid. This is excessive. Anyway, with a bit of perseverance, you get to the end of the level and on to the next one, Titan Flight, which I could never beat as a kid, and I think I understand why. This is a flight level, as the name suggests. To beat this level, you need to be patient. You cannot just rush into the obstacles. You have to take your time and react to whatever is in your way, maneuver past them by moving forwards or backwards. And yeah, it has its moments where it's challenging, but I never felt like it was unfair or excessive like the previous level was. It becomes really fun once you get the lightning power up. This level is divided into multiple parts. The first part gets you used to the controls and the feel for the level. The second part is where the real challenge begins. You have to dodge icicles coming at you from off screen. Honestly, it's so satisfying to dodge them while Hydros just dances in the background. As you go along, you free the other gods, which also does nothing. Either way, next you dodge waves of fire from Pyros along with fireballs that come at you from off screen, along with flames that move in a weird arching motion, and it is so satisfying to be able to dodge that. Next you dodge obstacles from the Wind Titan Stratos, who creates tornado debris, which is not that hard but still fun. There's also boulders, the first of which caught me completely off guard. Each section isn't actually that long, and once you get past them, you find Zeus at the end of the level, who looks like an old man yelling at the clouds. We beat the level and that's it. No Hades fight, even though he's the biggest bad guy in the movie? Heck, when you get a game over, he's the one who mocks you. Wait a minute, what's this? So yeah, there are 2 more levels in order to beat the game completely, but to get those you have to beat the game again on a higher difficulty. What? You think I'm actually gonna go through this all again even though I just beat the game? Are you out of your mind? So I beat the game again in medium difficulty and reached the second to last level. Passageways of Eternal Torment. Holy Jesus, that escalated quickly. I thought this was Hercules, not Elden Ring. You start off the level and you are immediately met with the gates of hell. And hell is exactly what this level is. They immediately give you the action figure power up because they know you need it. Immediately you need to dodge boulders falling from the ceiling in a perfectly round shape. You also need to dodge holes in the ground, flames that Hades himself shoots at you while he flies by you in his chariot, skeleton warriors, all while the souls of the dead come towards you. Must be the souls of the gamers who just couldn't beat this level. So yeah, this level throws everything at you and more, and is in my opinion the most difficult level in the game. It is legitimately tough if you don't know what's coming up. And not only did I die a few times, I lost all my lives for the first time in my playthrough. Remember how I said you need to get collectibles in order to start a level again? I didn't do that, and I was kicked out to the main menu, like how a lot of these games did back in the day. In order to get back to where I was, I have to beat all the levels again, unless I go to Meg. You see, there is a password menu, and all I need to do is select the correct vase and voila, I am back in the passageways of Eternal Torment. Yay me. Again, this was not easy, but with a bit of trial and error, trying to remember what obstacle was coming up, I managed to finally beat this level. Once again, being patient and timing your jump was key here. If you rush this level, you will lose. You are going to have to tank some hits here, but regardless, with a bit of perseverance, you can beat this level and get to the final boss of the game, Hades. As for the boss fight, well, how about I just show you? Yeah, it's basically just chasing Hades around until you beat him. Not gonna lie, a bit underwhelming, but regardless, I beat Hades, the credits roll, and was the game as good as I remember? Yeah, kinda. It's a lot shorter than I remember, but I think it's just that I was really bad at it as a kid. I still enjoyed it a lot though. The game is simple enough, but still a good time. It's fun, but has the right amount of challenge, in my opinion, to make it rewarding enough to beat the levels. Except for Cyclops attacks. The music is really good too. I neglected to talk about it until now, but it uses some tracks from the film, without the lyrics of course, in addition to some original tracks, and I do think it adds to the experience. Some of my personal favorites include your basic DID, Hero's Gauntlet, the Big Olive, the password screen, and Passageways of Eternal Torment. My absolute favorite track, however, has to be Titan Flight with its rendition of Go to Distance. All in all, it felt great to revisit a classic from my childhood. If you liked this game as a kid, chances are you will like this game as an adult. Heck, if you want to try it out for yourself, the game is available on Steam for just over $3.50 as of the time of this recording. That's how I got the game to begin with. I'm sure I will get the itch to play this game again someday, but for now, I shall wander on to the next adventure.